Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Classics on the Brother Chaos channel. We're going to be talking about The Exorcist from 1973, directed by William Friedkin, based on a script and the novel, which was the source material, written by William Peter Blatty. He wrote the novel and the screenplay. Now, this film, let me show it to you right now. The Exorcist. I have the Blu-ray here, and it has the extended director's cut. Here's some pictures from the movie, and the theatrical cut. Now, for this review, I'm going to be focusing on the theatrical cut. I saw both of them, but I prefer the theatrical cut. Pacing, it's tighter. It's my preferred version. Now, there was an introduction on the Blu-ray by the director, William Friedkin, and he said, this movie is about the power of good and evil, that something exists out there beyond the realm of the normal. Something supernatural. Good and evil forces exist. I, as a practicing Catholic, believe that. And Mr. Friedkin said something very interesting. He says, you're going to get from this film what you believe in your heart when you watch this film. If you're a person that believes that the majority of life and existence on earth is sadness, illness, decay, and evil, you're going to get a negative spin on this film. You're going to think it's depressing. Maybe you might not enjoy it, or if you do enjoy it, you're going to get that it's a pessimistic film. Now, if you believe that God and angels and Jesus Christ, the Son of God, exists, or if you're just a person that believes in the power of goodness, you're going to see something positive in this film. This film is very well made. Technically, the directing, the photography was excellent. The writing, the script itself was great. The acting was great. So let's get into it. I'm going to focus on 4 characters. The mother of the possessed child, Chris McNeil. The possessed 12-year-old girl, her daughter, Reagan, played by Linda Blair. Linda Blair was only 14 years old when she did this, and her character in the film, Reagan, is 12 years old. Now, the next character, Father Damien Karras. The movie is set in Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. And that's where everything unravels. Chris McNeil, the mother, she's an actress and she's making a film. She's from Los Angeles, I believe, but she's separated or divorced from her husband, so she's a single mother. And she's raising Reagan on her own, but she's well off and she has helpers in the house and stuff like that. Now, Father Damien Karras is a psychiatrist, also a priest. I don't know if you knew this, but priests could have secondary roles. Not only are you a priest full time, you could be a psychiatrist, you could be, etc., many different things. And he works at the university, and he's having a crisis of faith. He tells one of his superiors that he wants to not be a psychiatrist or not work as the role of psychiatrist anymore because he doesn't feel that he's giving good advice. But that priest tells him, you're the best we've got, stick with it. I like the fact how all the characters here are very human. They're flawed. Priests are like human beings, any human being. They're not perfect. It's not a sin to drink or to smoke. in moderation. Although sometimes I myself, a cigar smoker, I abuse that and I smoke way out of proportion, but I'm digressing. So the priests you see here, you see them stop at a bar, nothing crazy like with nude women or nothing like that, but stop at a bar, grab a beer to drink. A beer with dinner is fine, smoking cigarettes. So we have Chris McNeil, the worried mother. Reagan is gonna end up being possessed, and Father Damien Karras is the priest she's going to go to ask for an exorcism. Now, another character, last but not least, is Father Lancaster Marin, played by the great Max von Sydow. I loved seeing him in all the Ingmar Bergman films. He has a minor role in this film, but he bookends the film. He's in the beginning and at the end. In the beginning, you see him at an excavation dig in northern Iraq, and he finds a small face of a pagan deity or a demon, I don't know, in the excavation where he's working at. And there's this great scene in the first 10 minutes of the film when he's in Iraq where it's like the sunrise or the sunset, and he sees this picture, this statue of Beelzebub, one of the names of the devil, and it's like a stone statue. It's pretty big, it's life-sized, it has wings, a scary looking face. It's made out of stone and it has an erect phallus. And it's just creepy. The whole movie, it's very realistic. That's one of the things I liked about it. I know quite a bit. I wouldn't say quite a bit, but I've read about exorcism and I've read up on different priests that actually right now in the Catholic Church, every diocese, most bishops encourage their diocese, the archdiocese, to have an exorcist. Rome definitely has an exorcist, but some priests still are skeptical because we're human beings, we're flawed. Sometimes our faith is not 100% what we would like it to be. So some priests are still skeptical. And in the case of the character of Father Karras, he's skeptical when Chris McNeil first comes up to him and says, "My daughter needs an exorcism." He's like, "Oh, first thing you have to do is take a time travel back to the past because that is not happening anymore." But the fact is that it still happens. It has always happened. Jesus casted out demons. He exorcised demons. He gave the power and the strength to his apostles and disciples to cast out demons in his name, and it's possible. It is. As we will see Father Lancaster Marin in the end, Max von Sydow, because when Father Karras finally sees all the symptoms, speaking in another language, extreme convulsions that Reagan is having, moving around her bed, up and down the bed, and her levitating off the bed, knowing things that she was not supposed to know, like the fact that Father Karras' mother passed away and she lived on her own, and he was very guilty about that he left his mother, but he tried to get her to a facility, but she wouldn't budge. But anyway, Reagan, possessed by the demon, knows this. She starts spouting obscenities and sacrilegious things. The movie's very graphic in what sacrilegious things she does. I'm not going to go into them right now. I've seen the movie. It's a great movie. I suggest you watch it if you haven't seen it. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I'm not going to say what happens at the end, but I'm just gonna leave it at the fact that all the actors are great. There's a subplot where there's the desecration of the church, and Burke Dennings, the director of the movie that Chris McNeil is acting in, mysteriously dies, and a detective is on there because he thinks it could be a satanic murder. So, how can I end this? This movie is supposed to be called the most scariest movie ever made. I saw it at a very young age. I don't recall. Maybe I must have been 13 or 14. It scared me quite a bit. It doesn't scare me that much now because I believe my faith in Christ protects me to a certain extent, although I'm still a weak, good for nothing person. I have my fallings. But this movie is excellent. It's like sort of like a little introduction into demonic possession. Well made, like I keep saying the movie's well made. Forgive me for that. But it is. The directing is fantastic. The writing is great. If you want to see the film closer to William Peter Blatty's original screenplay, watch the director's cut. It's like 10 or 12 minutes longer. I saw both cuts, but I prefer the theatrical cut. It's still a slow burn. The mysterious things going on in Reagan's life due to her possession happen around after 45 to 50 minutes into the movie, and the exorcism itself is in the last 30 minutes. Don't quote me on that. That's a rough estimate. So it's a great movie. Watch it if you haven't done so already. Make up your own mind. You could be an atheist and still enjoy this movie. This is art. It's one of my favorite horror movies. And I'm going to give my coffin rating now. My coffin rating now, no surprise to anyone, 5 coffins. And I just want to say that if I got to say so earlier, that Father Marin shows up in the end as he's the experienced exorcist that did an exorcism in Africa. They mention it in the movie, they don't show it. And so when Father Karras goes to his bishop, because that's what a priest has to do before performing an exorcism, go to his local bishop and get permission for the exorcism. And the bishop said he should have an experienced priest, and Father Lancaster Marin, Max von Sydow, joins the team. You're going to have to watch to see what happens. God bless you. The power of Christ compels you.